You are listening to Raj and Pablo live from Bangkok at the IFAS. We are in the Love Bollywood bedroom, and the buzz at the IFAS in Bangkok is about one person. And we are privileged and honoured to have him on our show. It is, of course, Harman Baweja.
And we've got Harry Baweja with us as well, his dad. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, yeah.
Love Story 2050. 3 years we've been waiting.
Harry, why is it taking so long?
No. It's not 3 years. Let's say it's about 2 years in the making. About 1 year, about 9 months in the making is shooting. But yes, pre-production, yes, 3 years. So, well, such films do take that time. And it was the first special effect film of India. And we really had to do a lot of groundwork and R&D to find out how to do, what to do, and how could it be cost-effective. We had to match Hollywood standards with Indian rupees. So that was a big, long task.
So, with reference to the science fiction elements and the special effects, were they done in Bombay or were they done in Los Angeles?
No, we had about 5 studios all over the world.
We know it's got a futuristic element. The film. That's a long list, yeah.
That is as a producer, you're so calm with international, everybody there coordinating it all.
That's the last leg going on now. We're getting our hard drives from all over and putting the shots together. And I think that's coming closer to what we dreamt of.
Yeah, we know it's got a futuristic element to it, but we don't want to give too much away about the story, of course. Yeah. But... were you nervous taking this project on, especially when you were doing a Bollywood film and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to make it futuristic? Or did films like Koi Mil Gaya and Krish, did they kind of inspire you thinking, we can move that way?
Not really, because I actually was trying to make this film way back in 1999. And I was told a set of time. We didn't have multiplexes in India, and that kind of audience was not there. It was the single theaters and all those mass kind of films were happening. And so I waited till probably he grew up. And I said, well, this could be the right launch battle for him.
And he got old.
That's Harman, of course. Harman,
welcome to Love Bollywood, Raj and Pablo.
First thing we want to clear up, because I don't actually... you know what?
Right,
this comparison with Hrithik Roshan.
Where did that come from?
And are you fed up of it?
You tell me. You see me sitting in front of you.
I can't see it.
Yeah, you've got 2 thumbs.
You did... Okay, the girls think you do. You know
we
what?
don't.
I actually think...
The men don't seem to think so.
We don't, yeah.
So there's a half and half divide to begin with.
But are you fed up of that comparison?
No, I'm not fed up yet. But I sort of blame my parents for it. they did what they did, and that's the way I look. So I think it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. When anyone walks in the beginning, it's natural to start comparing them. Shahid got compared to Shah Rukh. Abhishek got compared to his father. I mean, for Christ's sake, it was his dad.
Indeed.
Yes,
and so on and so forth. Shah Rukh got compared to Dilip Kumar Saab, and I think this is sort of natural. A matter of 2-3 films, and then people will finally say this is Harman, and that's Hrithik.
And how did you find shooting your first film? Although it's a family affair, your dad's making the film. Was it? Were you nervous getting in front of the
nervous.
camera?
First 2 days of shooting, I'd requested Dad to stay off the set.
Really?
Which he thought was really stupid. He said, I'm the director of the film, how can I stay off set? And then he was actually at a video assist in the next room, and it was all over the mic. And third day he came up to me and he asked me, can I be on my set? I said, yes, finally I'm comfortable now.
Why? Why was that?
I think it's, he's known me since the day I was born, naturally. And you just suddenly get conscious in front of your own father. It's sort of awkward, but it's true. And
It so happens in our really conventional and basic in Punjabi families, we have the father-son relationship being when you bring them up with a very strictures so that they come up as good human beings and real good gentlemen.
Ani karna, oni karna, chup karke kar baith.
It's the kind of thing. वो तो ऐ नहीं करना है, तू बिल्कुल बंदा बन गया
बंदा बन के रह.
So when he grows up and that little space is always there, and then you want to ask him to perform and do every kind of thing on the screen. A little conscious element which you're trying to break even earlier before the shoot started. But then, yes, as he said, then third day we were all fine.
So, how did you find, did you not say to your dad, why are you making this science fiction film? It's taking ages. Why don't you just make
do a normal love story?
No. On the contrary, I'm damn excited that we did this. Because, every newcomer who comes in, you get launched with a typical love story.
Yeah.
Every 5th film in India is a typical love story. It's the boy strumming a guitar, chasing the girl down the college streets, and people. It's the age-old stuff. And here Dara narrated a script to me, which I thought was phenomenal. And if I'm a new boy, so it's my first film. It's also the first of its kind in Indian cinema. So when you have a lot of firsts, it makes for a good combination. Yeah.
Now, Herman, the other thing we've got to ask you, other rumours that are going around, is about your co-star, Priyanka. Do you want to set
Isn't
the
she
record
the most
straight?
beautiful woman in the world?
I agree to that statement
Yes.
for sure, but only to that statement.
Isn't she
Not to
the
the
most
previous one.
fantastic actress in the world?
I agree to that one too. And what's next now?
Are you dating her? Are you dating her or not?
Sorry, I can't hear you. What is that?
Are you dating her?
No, we're just. I wouldn't say we're good friends because that's cliche. We're great friends.
Good.
Okay.
We have to say, what does the IFAS mean for you? Your first film is going to be shown here. Well, the media briefing is going to be here.
In one word, IFA means to me nervousness right now.
Wow.
Because I
it's
have
an
a,
international platform to project what you've made, and I think it's a great platform to be there and exhibit what you've done and share it with the world before it comes, and so that people can know more about it and probably come and watch it and enjoy it.
And do you think, Love Story, do you think it's going to appeal to an international audience, possibly maybe a non-Asian audience as well, because of the special effects and the futuristic element?
I was told yesterday by my Atlas people that on a website, which I didn't share with Herman, because he was here, that they've had Love Stories poster on an international science fiction some convention, and some people who are there or talking about sci-fi films, they already have the poster of this film on their cover right now. And so that means that there is excitement in the international arena about a science fiction film coming from India, and we have tried to maintain standards which are very international. So I guess, yes, there'll be an
Herman, were
audience.
you a sci-fi fan?
to be honest with you, not particularly. But I was a Mush fan. So the first part of the film works for me, Love Story.
And the second one for me, because I'm a sci-fi
And the
guy.
second one, so it forms a perfect team. So you hope so.
In the sense of, like, actually doing your first performance, acting, like, there's a lot of special effects.
Yeah.
Does that, because they take time.
Yeah, for sure.
And how did you find that?
See, it was to begin with, it's my first film. You're nervous. Then, secondly, he puts me in a room which is full of green cloth.
Yeah.
And he says, imagine that is a big tower. Imagine a car flying here. And now you suddenly look left and you see this girl coming towards you and you react to it. And then there's no... I said, Dad, it's my first film here. Hey, let's go slow. And then I remember doing the scene with the robot, Cutie.
Yeah.
And she's a robot. So, she's bound to get hung. So here I give a perfect take. And I look at her for her cue. And she gets kang, kang, and she's stuck. And I can't even get mad at her because I know it's a robot. So you can't do anything. But I think I'm now trained to deal with human beings.
And robots.
But did you kind of go into the whole thing of doing acting classes and going to the gym to, because there's a set role model. Well, there's a set way that everybody expects their Bollywood stars to look. And so did you go down that route?
Most certainly I did. It's the same thing when you want to do you want to do business in your life. They say go through MBA. If you want to do marketing, they say go through MBA of marketing. It's the same thing. So there is a certain pattern. Of course, it varies from individual to individual. So of course, I did make myself fit. I was way overweight.
Really?
Yeah.
A bit hard to believe.
No, not at all.
Why? How much did you have to lose before you were in front of the camera?
I think about 18 odd kgs.
Fine. Did you find all that taxing? Did you ever kind of think, well, I don't want to do this. You know what? I'm going to do something else. It's too much hard work.
No. I love what I do. But at the same time, for me, anything to do with the movies is fine. From being a sport boy to becoming an actor or a director, anything in that space would be a complete yes for me.
Who did you kind of look up to, or who were you a big fan of in terms of Bollywood stars?
Bhagyashri.
She's not single anymore. She's married with kids. Did you kind of have any hero stars you kind of thought, I want to train like Salman, or I want to be a bit like Shah Rukh Khan?
I haven't idolized anyone, but I love Shah Rukh Khan. I think he's the complete entertainer we've got. And I actually like portions of everyone, so I wish I could imbibe the best of everyone. So it's really hard to say, but yeah.
And what about non-Bollywood stars? Who's your icon?
My dad, sitting right here.
What a sweet thing to say. Harry, does he mean that?
Of course. Can't you see it in my eyes?
How much pressure did you put on him, Harry? Now that the film's done and it's ready to go, when you look back, do you think that you kind of pressurised him for his own benefit?
No, we did pressurize him, but give him the space to grow also along with it. And we made it work for 20 hours a day, and when there was pressure. So I think it is not a pressure situation. It's more of a situation where when there was pressure, there was, but we gave him space to do his best, because all this was happening to probably, have him coming out very well in the film.
For you, what was the worst part of like working with your dad on the sets on your first film? What was the
worst?
The hardest thing to do?
Nothing in particular, to be honest, because I've always been around him as an assistant director.
Right.
So I was always switching from being an actor before my shot, giving my shot, and it's a cut, and we know half enough for the next shot, and then I become an assistant director all over again, running around on set, doing what an AD is supposed to do. So for me, it was in familiar, you can say, surrounding. So,
Okay, but now you're going to become, right, you're tipped to become a star, one of the stars of Bollywood.
Are you feeling the pressure?
Yes, indeed. See, the more the expectations, the more difficult it is to live up to them. As a newcomer, when an audience watches a film, they watch a newcomer. So they give this certain thing I call as a discount. So you walk in and say, for his first film, this boy is not bad. And when you have this sort of hype coming around you, then people are already expecting to see someone who's good. And then if you're good, they're going to say, that's pretty much what we thought. What's the big deal? So,
so you can't win either way.
Yeah, it's a catch-22.
Have you travelled quite a lot? Or have you kind of been based in Mumbai most
I studied hotel management in Switzerland for a year, for 1 year, and then dropped out.
That's before he didn't tell us he wanted to be an actor. So I was telling him for management.
See.
And the night he was flying out, he said to his mom, I want to be an actor. And then mom gathered guts and came to me and said, he's flying out, but he says he doesn't want to do hotel management, he wants to be an actor. I said, all right, you're going to hotel management now for a year that we're already sending you tonight by the flight.
More like he's already paid for it. So much.
I had. And so when you come back, we'll work out. And then we send him over to America.
Right. And then I was in America doing UCLA Film School and Lee Strasberg Theatre Institute. Yeah, and then after that I've travelled and been to Australia.
That's quite... Lee Strasberg is a very intense school.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
How did you find it then?
I loved it. It's method acting at its peak, and along with that I also learned other forms of acting. I was doing theatre for 2 years, and I have a different perspective of acting altogether, which is helping me now because Bollywood, so to say, is becoming more and more real.
Transparent.
Yeah.
As opposed to the way people performed 10 years back, which was slightly over the top. It's started to get more and more real now, which is the school I learned from. So luckily for me, I'm in the right space.
So in the sense of like with Love Story 2050, it is an international project. It's not just seen as a Bollywood movie or an Indian movie. Right. Has that come from your training at the Lee Strasberg?
No, that's come purely from the script that Dad's written.